It's just three things that shouldn't cost: freedom, education, and health. This is why even in the president elections, I like Bernie Sanders, because Bernie Sanders said something that I heard through the grapevines, which was good, was that he wanted to tax the rich. You see what I'm saying? That's one of the smartest things that you can do, because if you stay taxing the middle class, then the middle class will begin, it'll just be a poor and it'll be a rich. It'll never be a middle class. You see what I'm saying? Freedom meaning the system of incarceration. That's why I like Bernie Sanders, because Bernie Sanders said tax the rich. That's good, but where you gonna take the taxes from the rich and put them into? The taxes of the rich should go into the system that's corrupt. As I mean, it shouldn't be no kind of way that when you supposed to be in somewhere you innocent until proven guilty, you got to go through a PD, a public defender. The public defender don't even know as much as the person that's being that's being held with charges. The public defender, they putting the people in charge, putting us more and deeper into looking guilty. You see what I'm saying? It's like it should already be lawyers getting paid to represent these people every day. It shouldn't have to be a public defender. They shouldn't be trying to be their best or try to be the best they can be. You see what I'm saying? It should already be somebody there in that position that can help her, because it's a lot of people that's in the Cook County jails and things of that nature, and they innocent. They innocent of charge. I'm not saying they innocent as a majority of them innocent, but they definitely innocent of charges and what they being charged with. You see what I'm saying? It was one person that was in there on a statement of a female, and the female, and it came back and switched her statement up 10, 15 different times, and he's still in there. He's been in there for 10 months. 10 months. Ernest Holmes. You see what I'm saying? 10 months, a statement of a female. You see what I'm saying? So if he would have just had a lawyer, a good lawyer who can get there and can represent him, it just wouldn't have been no way that he would have been in there. And then with the public defender, you keep getting your case continue, and things of that nature. It's killing, because it's dehumanizing. You know, when you go to jail, you got to deal with homosexualities. You got to deal with, being polluted air. You see what I'm saying? The Cook County jail is like it's for dogs and things of that nature. It's not for human beings. You see what I'm saying? So that's something that shouldn't have to cost, because there's a lot of people in there that's losing their life, and they in there. They suffer from diabetes. They get cancer when they get in there and get out of there. Their health get to going down. You see what I'm saying? It's unfair treatment where, at the end of the day, no matter if we in jail or not, we still human beings. You see what I'm saying? So that's something that should be free. Education should be something that should be free as well. It shouldn't have to cost to go to college. College should be something that's just, if we want to go, we can go. Like I say, the taxes should come from the rich. You see what I'm saying? Because the middle classes can't and shouldn't pay all the taxes. Only so much they can pay. They already pay for the schools, the grammar schools and the grade schools and things of that nature, and the high schools. So you got to tax the rich in places that should be free for the people. They shouldn't have to pay $1,000, $1,000, $1,400 just to go give me an education to be able to learn business or to be able to know the Constitution. It shouldn't have to cost. It should just be able to want to get into something and have a profession to be able to get into it. You see what I'm saying? Health. You see what I'm saying? Just because I got Blue Cross Blue Shield and he don't, you see what I'm saying? It should be different treatment with my health. It should all be the same treatment, no matter what it is. A person should have a right to their health, their education, and their freedom. The health should come from the taxes of the rich and things of that nature. You see what I'm saying? So I like Bernie Sanders in the election because he said something that was special. But where you gonna take the money? Where you gonna put it to? 3 things that should not cost: your freedom with the criminal system, the health, and then your education. Another thing with the freedom system, in which is that when the officers pull up false accusations on you, and then you go through the court system, and then you found not guilty, that mistake they put on your background stays on there, it's not guilty. It's not clean in the background. In order for you to get the background clean for what they have mistakenly did, you have to go give the judge some money. And when even if you give her some money, you go in front of the judge, she got to say yes or no whether it's gonna be erased or not. It's like, it's crazy. And then it's so easy to get a felony, and then everything that you do, you can't have a felony. You see what I'm saying? So it's like we really just being trapped with this freedom system, with this criminal system. You see what I'm saying? It's killing us, and it's keeping a hold on us. You see what I'm saying? We have to pay for their mistakes. We take it harder than what they do. You see what I'm saying? It's easy to pull up an accusation, put somebody in jail, and now stuck on their background. I had 2 things on my background. I had one that was a criminal trespassing. When they brought the guy from the job up there to say, was he the guy? The guy was like, no, the judge let me go. Then I had another one where I have a FOIA card and a weapon was, and my car and at the time had got repossessed, and they had found the weapon, and I had to end up doing some time. I went there, did the county for 2 weeks, and then they ended up throwing it out because I had a FOIA card. But those accusations are still on my background. So when I go, wherever I go, they see this, they see these things. You see what I'm saying? But my thing is that once you found not guilty, it should be erased off your background for what the police officers mistakenly made. I shouldn't have to go and pay them $5,000, $10,000, and things like that to be able to get what they mistakenly put on you know what I'm saying, my background. You know, just for jaywalking, you get 5 felonies. You know, it's just certain things that shouldn't be. You see what I'm saying? Like I say, we being oppressed and we shouldn't be. But he say tax the rich. That's why I like Bernie Sanders, man, because like I say, it's 3 things that shouldn't have to cost, man. That's freedom, education, and health. And so another thing I want to touch on too is the organizations. You know, as just far as just, you know, I know I touched on it before, but just as far as standing together. You see what I'm saying? We have to, as organizations, as nations, we have to stand together. You see what I'm saying? Because we being oppressed. You see what I'm saying? It's not meant for him to go against him or him to go against him, but we should stand. But we have to stand together. You know what I'm saying? As as organizations, as far as, you see what I'm saying, as far as teaching our people right from wrong. You see what I'm saying? That's the step I'm trying to take. You see what I'm saying? Or what I'm trying to denote to the people. You see what I'm saying? So the teachings itself is not wrong. It's when you take the teachings and you add narcotics and things of that nature. You see what I'm saying? That's when you make it look as if it's wrong, because you're not doing the organization, you're doing drugs. I mean, if you want to do drugs, act on your own accord and do drugs. You see what I'm saying? Because it kills the image of us all. You see what I'm saying? I'm part of an organization. You see me right now. You see what I'm saying? Collar, I got a, you know, tie on, I got a suit on. You see what I'm saying? Me, my whole daily life, I get up and I go to work and I pay bills. I got my own place, got my own car, I pay my bills. You see what I'm saying? So this is my lifestyle. I teach wisdom to those who need it. You see what I'm saying? I'm a mentor. You see what I'm saying? So this is what I do. Now, it has nothing to do with drugs, killings, and, you know, things of that nature. Now, I will defend myself as well as my people. You see what I'm saying? As long as we right. You know what I'm saying? That's just part of life. You know, strive not with a man without cause if he had done thee no harm. So I mean, that's just what I'll do. You know what I'm saying? It's according to how I'm supposed to do. So I mean, but there's nothing wrong with me or wrong with what I do. Or, you know what I'm saying? I get up and I go to work. You know what I'm saying? I pay my dues. You know what I'm saying? Whatever got to be paid or whatever. You know, go to church and, you know, you gotta, you know, 10% this and that. You know, that's what I do. I live a peaceful life. You see what I'm saying? Nothing crazy and, you know, whatever about it. But this is what I do. Like I say, I don't gang bang. I don't believe in gang banging. You know, it's either death or in jail. But I live an organized life. We as an organization, there's no gang banging, nothing about it. You see what I'm saying? It's just, you know, when they take them drugs and they put it into it, like I say, it kills a lot of things. It can even go deeper than drugs, but the love of money is the root of all evil. You see what I'm saying? So it's the love of that money which is what kills it. We going against the Americans, like I say, because they didn't teach us what we need to know to be able to survive. If anything, they trying to hang us. You know, get us in the county jails, and you know, get $100,000 off our body. We can't even get out here and make $100,000 ourselves. You see, so we are at war right now and being oppressed. So as organizations, as nations, we have to stand together to teach our people how to not be oppressed, to stand out of oppression. You see what I'm saying? As organizations, that's what they was meant for. That's what they are meant for. You see what I'm saying? It's not meant to bring an organization together so we all can come together and sell drugs. They not afraid of the people that sell drugs and do which that is evil, because that can be controlled. They afraid of the people that's doing what's right, because they can't be controlled. You see what I'm saying? So we have to stand and be able to do something that's right, to, you know, put business and things together. If you got 100 peoples and they look up to you and you can speak to them and to get them to do anything, well, you should get them to do right. Get them to start a business. There's all kind of designer businesses that's going on and things of that nature that you can get them to be able to do, to be able to make a difference, to help those who need to be helped. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not saying this to say that we need to go against the Americans or go against the government, because the government did a lot of good things as well. In every organization, you have good people, you have bad people. The police officers, some good, and there's some that's going to be bad. In the growth development, there's some good and there's some bad. You see what I'm saying? Everything is good and bad. We in an imperfect world. You see what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is that the good stand with the good, and we going to stand against that's evil. You see what I'm saying? That's people that's trying to oppress human beings. This is why I am as I am. You see what I'm saying? I'm black gangster, because we never use force against the weak, and we never oppress against the poor. You see what I'm saying? Or those who are less fortunate. You see? So we have to take that into our cognitive ability, and we have to cope and understand and grasp that we have to stand together and to teach those who need to teach us. A lot of things that's going on, killers and shooters, it's just young brothers not being taught. The only thing that we teaching them is manipulation, is mischief, causing harm to themselves, teaching them how to about drugs, alcohol, and you see what I'm saying, hanging, gang banging, and slanging. You know, basically confusion, fight for the almighty dollar, and being a pack rat. You see what I'm saying, with no thinking. You know, people get out here and be killers and all this and that, and ain't nobody sitting down thinking and listening, because while you doing that, the government is slowly, or not the government, society is slowly creeping some other stuff in, while we over there thinking about this, and they over here killing us. You see what I'm saying, with they mind, with they thinking. Before we fight physically, you gotta first fight mentally. So we got to start learning how to fight mentally, because physically we strong, but what about this up here? We got to start thinking, and we got to start listening and doing less talking at certain times. And so the thing is that we all really spiritually or physically, we all one race, and that's the human race. I seen a movie when the aliens came down to earth. They ain't say, okay, well, this people's over, them black people over there, the white people over there, the Puerto Ricans over there, you know, they all act different. They said that this human race of people, they act a certain way. So they reconcile us as being together, came to the conclusion that we all one thing, because at the end of the day, we all look alike. We got hands, ears, eyes, we got nose, lips. It just might be shaped a little different, but we got the same features. We human beings, we all look alike. We got hair on top of our head, no matter what kind of hair it is hair. We got 2 feet, 10 toes, 2 legs, we all the same. And when one human go against another human, you allow evil to be able to win. Because it should never be us going against us, because we all one thing, and that's the human race. You see what I'm saying? So it's a lot of things that have to be thought of. So I'm not saying really war, but we have to war for peace. If we must go to war, then you know we have to. You know, we'll meet the peoples wherever they want to be met at. If they want to be met up here, we'll meet them up here. If they want to be met down here, then we'll meet them down here. Wherever they want to be met at, we'll go with them. You see what I'm saying? We got to get 1,000 lawyers, put $1 million together, and have them go bond brothers out, and put a lot of these judges and a lot of these peoples on trial that was wrong. Then that's what we'll do. Because before the people act up it has to go wrong in the upper places. You see what I'm saying? The House of Representatives and things that nature. If they are confused and going against each other, then it's gonna come on the people going against each other. You see what I'm saying? So we just a lot of certain things that we got to look, we got to visualize, we got to sit down, we got to think about. But us as a people, especially as organizations, we have to sit down and teach our people how to be brilliant, how to understand things, because for every offense, it's a defense. You see what I'm saying? No matter how much offense they push, it's always a defense for everything. And we can teach our people how to be 18 years old and have a house. You know what I'm saying? How they own an apartment, how they own house. It's just all about teaching it and embedding it to them while they young, 9, 10 years old, instead of embedding it to them, oh, you got time all the time, then instead of give them a drug to sell. You see what I'm saying? It's just more we can do as being, a strong people that's being oppressed, not blacks, but everybody that's being oppressed by society. You see what I'm saying? So this is just, a few things that I think that needed to be touched on, but what Harriscope felt as though it needed to be touched on by me. So, I know you might see Dr. Spoonie Black, not saying I'm on the same level as Dr. George E. Davis, anything of that nature. You see what I'm saying? It's just, that's the visual of the people. You see what I'm saying? So, things he did I could never do. Like I say, I'm for the new generation. You see what I'm saying? He was able to do it as a whole. It's definitely a vast difference. You see what I'm saying? So, but like I say, as well as to the elders that raised me, man. Like I say, I was raised by the village. Abla homes. You see what I'm saying? Them guys put me together, man. Like I said, I was missing up a lot of cubicles. Another thing too, before we exit, I like the Koreans, because the Koreans was getting oppressed by the Japanese, and they felt as though they had to stand strong. So they learned a martial arts in order to be able to help them to be able to come out of time of oppression. The thing about people being oppressed is that it might have to come a time and a point to where they have to war. Like the Americans eventually had to war with the British. They had to trick them into the woods, and the British came and they ended up winning. But if they would have warred against them out in the open, they would have lost. But the Americans thought, as well as the Koreans. So, like I say, we just got to be, as organizations, we have to do a lot of thinking, sitting down and putting everything together. We have to come together and teaching our people what we have to teach them. You see what I'm saying? And just as far as us being an organization of all over organizations, when I say we stand alone, I mean in like how we, how our teachers come about. Like, we not no folks nation, we not people's nation, we pride nation. You see what I'm saying? It's just the way that we go about our teachings is a lot different than a folks nation and a people's nation. You see what I'm saying? We pride nation. We don't run under a star, not a 6-point star, not a 5-point, 3-point, or 10-point star. None of that. You see what I'm saying? We ride under whatever we ride under. You see what I'm saying? Because that's what helped us stand strong through time. Peoples of the Sicilians, they got tired of calling on other people and they not helping them, so they took it amongst themselves to help themselves. So, we definitely come from the Sicilian, Sicilian Italian way. We believe in suits and things of that nature. So it's just our thinking is a lot different than folks nation or people's nation. We pride nation and we stand alone. And yeah, like I say, man, RIP to Dr. George Davis, to Professor Maurice Jackson, Professor Samuel Lawrence, as well as to many coaches, as well as to many, great comrades, PGPL, PBJ, Coach E, and those guys, man. I say, love, life, and loyalty, and just stand strong and keep your head, and you know what I'm saying. Time will come, man. We will pan out to be one of the wisest organization or the wisest nation that ever walked on the face of the earth. So I leave as I come in the hand of fold of the organizations as a whole. So pride always and forever.